There were a shitload of bugs. I totally fucking called it. We were being ambushed by a druid. We killed all the bugs. We broke the druid's beak because it turned into a fucking bird. And Near turned into a beetle.
So I got buried alive.
Parentheses. Fire.
I mean,
What hurt? Oh yeah, Todd got buried alive, but it's totally fine. He's used to that. He's not used to that. Usually it's snow. It was bad. But we as a team, we came together in our moment of desperation, and everyone rallied behind their new important leader and unburied Todd.
That's right. Which reminds me, Patrick.
What's up?
Low or high?
You're good at right there, actually.
No. Pick one. Low or high?
Left. More left.
High. Alright.
Joe, I have a question for you. Are you bringing in a cleric just so that you can expedite getting access to the spell to fix Mirrored?
Why would I fix Mirrored?
Because you are Mirrored.
Why would my cleric fix Mirrored?
Because it will probably also be exactly you.
My cleric is not Mirrored and doesn't give two shits about Mirrored.
No fire spells?
Why the fuck would Mirrored do anything to me?
Fair enough. You have two fire? No.
Nope.
One. I am a war
none.
priest.
You have none right now.
Yeah, and I am a war priest.
You have a war priest.
I'm a healer, not a cleric. I heal with the power of death. If I kill them, they can't hurt you anymore.
I thought you were a healer.
It's preventive. I am. But I specialize in preventative damage.
He's proactive in healing.
I prevent them from hurting you anymore.
I'm sad you don't use wands.
Defense
Yeah.
by massive offense.
Oh.
Where did we leave off? Were we sleeping?
No.
No.
It ended.
Okay, so the druid flew away.
Druid
Flew away into the darkness. You were, who was left with a beetle on their shoulder?
Harsh.
Harsh was, thank you. Toad, his name is Toad. Toad was
Took over the jungle.
brushing dirt and mud off of himself. Jeremiah and Juno are tending to their wounds. Yeah,
That's not good.
Krieger was Kriegering.
Yeah. I have an important question. What do we have in the cart? Who has the cart's inventory sheet?
The beetle.
I have an inventory sheet from like months and months ago.
That's the most
That's
recent
okay.
one.
That's the most recent one.
I will take it.
Months ago, you were going to Lamplight.
Okay.
50 pounds of haggis.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, it's only like a week ago in game. Because we're slow as fuck.
Yeah, it's mostly still rations, and you did lose a good chunk of the haggis.
Well, now the haggis smells bad.
Well, most of it's gone because it was stolen
Yeah.
or gotten into by something.
Well, we flipped the cart at one point.
Yeah.
To fix it.
Yeah, that's when you lost the haggis.
Yeah, there you
Thank you. Oh man, we're fucking awesome. I forgot that we had 3,250 feet of rope.
go. You made that list.
I know. Do you know how long ago that was?
You guys-
That was 3 characters ago.
Guys, we're so awesome. You mean the list you made is awesome? Yeah, that's what it said.
That was 3 characters ago, Joe.
Are you going to craft an elaborate harness set of rope for the beetle?
No.
It's not going to work.
I don't have super glue or buttons. How would that work?
Put them in a bag of holding.
No, there's better. We have barrels.
Put it in a jar now.
We don't have a jar.
By the way, Matt.
You don't have a stick and a leaf
We can
to
find
simulate
a
its natural habitat.
By the way, Matt, just so you know, when I had Patrick choose low or high, I rolled a percentile to see if the beetle flew away.
Uh-huh.
He was correct, so the beetle has not flown away.
That's
yet.
good news.
Hey, Horace,
Flick that thing off your shoulder.
grab that shit. No! No flick, just grab. Gently. Gently. Gently grab that shit.
Straight check.
High five.
Well, now we need a resurrection again. And a polymorph.
I was gonna say, if he resurrects me, don't I just become a beetle again?
Yes.
Your high five stars.
Perfect.
Oh.
Oh.
I got a wizard on me.
Oh.
Sad.
It feels magical.
The buzzard has flown the coop. The buzzards don't say the coop. So the buzzard has flown away. Like I said, one of you is beetling.
Okay. How big is the beetle?
It's beetle sized.
Yeah, this is D&D, dude. Beetle size is the size of a fucking house.
If it was a beetle that is a non-mundane beetle,
Like real rhino beetle
House
or
beetle.
real roly-poly?
There is a house beetle
Let's just
on
call it a
our
dung beetle.
shoulder. Kill
Is
it!
he a scarab?
scarab-ish.
So he's a dung beetle.
I'm a dung beetle.
Dung beetle.
Okay.
If I get a choice, I would like to be a dung beetle.
Sure, then that's it.
Okay.
Being a beetle is shit.
I will take my extra belt pouch. Harsk, give me the beetle.
No. No, I'm kidding.
Thanks.
Here you go.
Put the beetle.
I thought that was gonna be super cool. Harsh like, no, why would I trust you with the beetle?
Oh yeah, here you go.
Yay, drama.
I put the beetle in the pouch. I pick some grass, put it also in the pouch.
No, there's like a power struggle for the beetle. Give it to me!
I find a stick, put it in the pouch, close the pouch, and squish the pouch. No, just make a little natural habitat in a pouch.
You make a
Close
darkened
it.
terrarium.
Yes,
It's forever night from here.
it is nighttime. And
I don't
I
know.
take the pouch and I put it in the barrel of rope and then close the barrel.
Noted.
That way, if I fall down, I don't squish the wizard.
Smart.
That's a good idea.
The beetle gets lost in the rope jungle.
I better than the
Oh.
haggis jungle.
We could do a whole other like runoff of just beetles and bugs in the giant rope barrel.
I
Yay!
love Sandman.
An entire campaign just for that.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna set up a one-off for all of us to do that. It's gonna be great.
So, what's the plan?
Continue on to the keep.
Where is? Yeah, like that. How can I say?
Good call. Nice. After you travel a little bit further because he knows where you were before? Yes. Good call. I assumed.
For the assist.
I would like to sit down right where I am.
It's a good thing we chased off that non-recurring character.
So, so you travel for another couple hours, you start getting really exhausted. You reset up camp, and Jeremiah will cast campsite. So,
We were ambushed right as we were like done setting up camp.
ish, yeah, pretty shortly thereafter. So yeah, the little grove that you set up camp in, once the spell is cast, becomes a much thicker grove that seems to block most light in. So you can't. You're very well hidden, a little bit off the road. You feel reasonably secure, but still somewhat, most likely somewhat shaken from the rampant bug attack and subsequent bugging of the wizard.
Get it? I get to bug you guys for real this time.
I can squish you
Well,
easier than I could have before.
I'm not in control of my actions. Or whatever I just said.
Yeah, I'll take watch,
Okay.
and I will continue progress on my tactic.
Okay. Let's do some watches. Okay. So, give me a perception check, please.
You got it. 24. You
Cool.
see the barrel.
I am a bug.
You dream of strawberry fields forever.
It's awesome.
It is.
Good place to be.
Like if you could see the image in my mind.
Delicious strawberries. In
He
fields.
was my neighbor. Sorry.
So how's my watch go?
You didn't see all the terrible things that happened around you.
Great. They didn't happen to me.
Everyone's dead.
They didn't see us.
I survived.
Yeah, luckily they didn't see you either.
Well, good. I think we should be extra careful. Since our wizard is a bug, I think we should be extra careful and kill any unfamiliar face on sight. Just to make sure.
Damn.
Yeah.
A pack of wild Girl Scouts come up to
All the Thin Mints will be mine, vile wretches!
We do a combined strength check.
Temptation is the sin!
Anyway, so yeah, your watch passes, you wake up the next person, that watch passes, etc., etc.
Did you just stay up all night?
Until morning happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so morning happens.
Yeah.
And
Very good.
you guys break down camp, have breakfast. Any particular things to do in the morning? Any thoughts going through your heads as the campsite is
Yes.
distinctly devoid of someone mumbling into a book?
Yes.
Stretch in peace.
Jeremiah, I need your expertise.
Okay.
How do you take care of a dung beetle? I don't have what you might call knowledge nature.
Just for the listeners at home, there were quotes on that.
They were implied, if nothing else.
You're implied.
Don't use quotes.
Probably
I know
would
this.
be great at this.
Do you know how to take care of beetles? You can roll out nature if you feel like. They need water and food of some sort. Depends on the beetle.
Juno,
They need poop.
your next poop coming.
Okay.
You just hold the beetle bag underneath.
You take crushing damage. Port save.
Just follow Pontius
Pontius was actually probably best for the dung beetle.
That's true. There's way more of it. It's easier to get to.
It's grassier.
Well, and it's more fibrous.
Krieger's is high and broken.
Ours going to on this one?
Ah.
It's going to
I'm
be
not
that,
doing good.
leave that on the floor there. So, short discussion about what a beetle eats.
So I'll spritz some water with my fingers into the beetle bag.
Okay.
Pick up some poop from Pontius. Put that in the beetle bag.
What's going on?
I need some of your poop
Why?
for a very important mission.
My poop is even important?
Yes.
I'm really
it
good
is
at
the
my
most
job.
important poop.
I'm so cool.
Your shit is the hottest.
Only when it comes out of me.
Yes. That's why we need it.
Juno, you can poop.
It cools off very quickly.
That's okay. Mirror will eat it very quickly.
Oh, who? Why?
Because that's what you do now.
What do you mean that's what he do now?
They could be like it be, but it poos
Where's Mirror?
in the bag.
What do you mean?
It's in the bag.
What happened?
You were here last night.
I wasn't sleeping.
Saying the word snore over and over and over does not count as sleep.
It's better than facing reality sometimes.
I understand. This got real. Guys, this got really real. I don't like this anymore.
I love this.
I played this game to escape reality. Here's the beetle.
When's he going to be back?
Soon.
Temporarily.
I almost just said something that Todd doesn't know.
I'm going to dispel it.
Okay, cool. So we're going home then.
Yes.
Cool.
I put the beetle bag away, and I do my usual hit trees with swords from now on.
Poncho spends his hour harnessing himself up to the cart, which is quite a feat. But he's had practice because you guys were ignoring him for like a week.
He's good at it.
So
I feel he learns the most when he's left alone.
sometimes. The audience at home, Pontius is an awakened horse who is learning life.
One
Etc.
step at a time.
He may or may not be wanted for escaping from prison.
I'll play with Facts of Life theme after that.
There you go.
I don't think you will, but you'll leave yourself in saying that you will.
There you
I'll fucking do it.
go. So, yes. You guys continue to travel down the road. What's going through your minds right now?
I'll go. So I finally found a group of people that are at the very least usable to help me get armed enough to protect my people. One of them just turned into a fucking bug. It's true. So now I need to undo that fuck up so that we can continue to get me loose.
Got it.
And I'm still very grateful to be out of the fucking city.
That's true too.
Poop, nom nom nom.
So are you pooping or are you nom-nomming the poop?
Why not both?
Okay, no, those two.
Haha, you have to make out.
Yeah, I'm just gonna abandon that quest. So, I was trying to come up with interesting Beatles songs to quote, but no, I was gonna go ahead and move on. That'll be a rabbit hole we don't want to escape from.
Yellow submarine?
So, Krieger, what about you? How are you feeling?
Krieger is worried about how he's going to dispel this magic.
Got it.
Because he doesn't know magic.
Right.
With your silver hammer, Maxwell.
That's true. Harsh.
Don't tell him that.
Harsh is
You're
actually
back.
pretty
This is
concerned
great.
about.
Oh. Okay.
Mirror was there for like 2 hours.
Yeah, Harsh is like super worried about Mir and is like more determined since Mir just brought him back to life.
Okay.
So definitely on the mission to like bring Mir back from being a beetle.
Cool. So yeah, a newfound sense of resolve. Like you're back with looking for a new purpose. Oh, hey, there's a purpose. So there you go.
Yeah, plus it's like he's the only one that I know out of this entire group, so.
True. Got it. Maynard? Mostly just yesterday.
Oh, yesterday?
No. Just leave it.
Oh.
Like yesterday, all your troubles seemed so far away.
Yay, this is great. I'm buddy Horseback. Ooh, nom.
And Jeremiah, how are things going now that the person that you seem to kind of jive with most morally is now rolling around in poo?
There was a moment in the fight where I considered whether or not I should get myself out of the sinking earth or just shoot the bird. Since the bird turns Mir into a beetle, I'm kind of regretting the choices I made, and I'm almost kind of feeling guilty about this.
Okay. Little survivor's guilt
That was
going on.
yeah, a little bit my fault that he's in
Sure.
this new state.
But we're so much better off for it, dude. You have no idea. You haven't been playing with him for.
Also, yes, I'm stuck with these.
Yeah, right.
I am Mirrored and I approve this message.
Cool. All right. So, again, the road you were traveling on is becoming less and less of a road as you're about 6 days out from the main city, about a day and a half, 2 days away from reasonable civilization, like farmlands, small villages and hamlets and things. You are just kind of scraping past the borders of Nations Fall, so there's just occasionally you'll get a whiff of rot and death as you crest the smaller hills and look out to the south east. You can see just everything seems to be wilted in that general direction. It's gonna generally gives you the heebie-jeebies, but luckily home is not that way. It's to the southwest, so you continue going where there's light and some sense of hope. And the day passes without too much incident. You see a couple travelers here and there, but that's about it.
How's the sky? Is it still blackened?
No, it's actually been really cleared up now. It's just overcast from being that time of year, springtime.
So normal overcast, not our fault overcast?
Correct, yes. Occasionally there is still some dust. There's still like some particulate in the air, but for the most part, the weather has returned to somewhat normal after a couple of weeks.
Technically, we don't have anyone currently in the group that's responsible for blacking out the sun.
Yeah, that's true.
Except for the beetle.
Except for the beetle.
Except for the beetle.
I like to
It
think
may be in the world's best interest just to squish the bag.
I like to think that
Beetle lich.
the beetle
I am
is
Mirrored and I
is
approve this message.
Does the beetle have a phylactery?
Maybe the beetle is a phylactery. Day passes without incident. You guys do kind of keep a very close eye out for animals following you, things like that, especially buzzards high in the sky. You do have a sense of impending, like, maybe being watched, maybe paranoia. Does that affect how fast or how far or how long you're going to travel?
No.
Nah.
Screwy.
I mean, he's driving the car. He has the final say.
That's true.
I don't know where I'm going. He doesn't know where we're going. Krieger knows,
Yeah.
but could Krieger get back there?
You could.
Okay.
It's that. Krieger will find a way.
I'm, just saying, Harsk is our best navigator right now.
Alright.
Krieger wants to harp.
Groovy. So, the evening hits, crashes down upon you.
Perfect.
Dinner is.
Fresh with last night, sunlight, now we have night crashing. What is going on?
He's a prick. That's what's going on. He's a prick.
Yes. I am.
Mhm.
Dinner is aging haggis and whatever else you guys feel like cooking at the moment.
I will have some haggis. Apparently we have a shitload of it still.
Yeah. You didn't lose all of it, just a lot of it. The 300 pounds of haggis that were originally purchased is down to like 50.
Perfect.
It's a little.
Rice on my own rations.
Yeah. Cool.
What, you guys don't want any of this haggis? It's really chewy.
You're just eating it like a raw onion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
3-month-old haggis.
It was in a heavily salted barrel.
It was. It's basically just salt crystals in the shape of haggis.
I hope so.
It's delicious.
Haggis jerky. Mm.
You died of dysentery.
Soon. I have a really good forte.
Hi, campsite.
Good call. So, the night passes. And the next day, is there anything else you guys would like? Anything out of ordinary or out of context that you might want to do in the next few days of travel? You're about, from here, you're 5 days away from the keep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, you're working
You
on your
finish your
tattoo.
tattoo?
2 magics.
I finished one of my tattoos. I'm working on one of my other ones, and then I'm going to get to your last one. Krieger. I would like to talk to Harsk about your previous adventures with Mir. Notably, any surviving encounters or allies.
Surviving? What do you mean?
Like, adventures that you had where at the end of the adventure, other people were still alive. Whether you fought them or fought with them.
Well, there was the other person I knew, Howard, who is at the keep, and you don't get to meet him soon.
Okay.
But other than that, and another friend, Tefra, who doesn't look like made it, which is a bummer because you and I were like the best battle buddies. So that's just sad.
We were. We held the line.
It was so good. But yeah, no, other than that, there's Howland, some people that we hired at the keep, and yeah, you'll meet all of them soon.
Are any of them particularly potent with magic?
There's an apprentice magic user over there.
That's great. That's perfect. That's exactly what we don't need. Sorry.
What could go wrong, you know?
There's also Shock.
Good luck finding that guy.
Don't forget about
Yeah,
Shock.
Shock. Forgot about Shock.
He survived.
But Harsk wouldn't know who Shock is.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if I even met Shock. I don't think I
No,
met
that's
Shock.
true. That was after.
He only
Oh,
ever met
okay.
Hound.
Harsh was his first character, wasn't
But he didn't show up in the game until.
Until later, after you were down.
Yeah, he never met Shock. He only met Hound.
Howard was the one that I met, yeah.
Cool. So, over the next few days, you guys continue to talk and just kind of get to know each other a bit, unless one of you decides to be super broody, but that guy is a beetle now, so that shouldn't happen.
Guys, we don't have a Batman anymore.
Broody.
You have Juno. You have Juno. She spends most of her time up in a tree staring down too menacingly. You being all of you individually, whenever the strikes.
Fair enough.
So,
Isn't Juno more Catwoman?
no. Juno, the giant panther, is specifically more like Batman than Catwoman, I think. Because I'm an ass.
Ant-Man.
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 Cool. So, yeah, you spend the next few days kind of like building the relationship a bit, talking about like, okay, so what's the plan? What are we doing here? What's this place like? What are we going to expect? What the hell has happened?
I now want to know all these
3 more nights, so you're about 2 days away from the keep. I would like perception checks from anyone who is on watch.
It's only one guy.
I don't know if it's the same watch every time.
I would like to sleep sometimes.
Okay, I have that. I can
Rope.
have that same spell.
So here's the thing.
And poop.
So here's
No,
the
it's
thing.
not even rope. It's
More,
just the inside of that
more
bag
than
where it's
happy
sticking.
to do it as much as we need,
Or
especially if we're in a
you
shitty situation. But sometimes I would like to sleep.
Just tell me the morning before when you would like to sleep, and I can absolutely.
Or we could also just do standard, rotations.
Standard rotation sounds pretty good.
I got a 15.
Cool.
If anyone else would like to be on watch this way.
Everybody looks at Harsh. You don't get a say in this movie.
22.
Rook.
7.
Nice. So, Harsk, while you're on watch, you still have a bit of a fire going, so you kind of patrol around the outskirts and a little ways out in the woods, and a little ways back, never leaving line of sight on the campfire. You notice a set of large prints in the mud.
Okay.
They seem to be recent.
Can I do a survival check?
You sure
see what it
can.
is?
Survival or knowledge nature.
Survival 11.
They look a lot like Juno's prints, but they're like broader. And Juno tends to keep to the trees where she doesn't leave prints, where possible.
Okay.
And she'll typically leave prints next to Jeremiah, and when it's downtime, she's in sight she's within the camp the whole time. This is recent enough where this wasn't Juno, and the footprints are way too wide, but they're still very much cat prints.
Okay. I stand at where I see the prints. I look down the direction that they're leading.
Okay.
And I do want to try to see if I hear anything,
Sure.
rustling or
Okay.
anything obscure.
Perfect.
24.
Nice. So, the prints kind of go down a hill a ways. They're on a little bit of a rise. They go down into a valley, and there's in the darkness. You do have dark vision, but it's still a little bit past the edge of your vision. At the base of this little valley, there's a stand of a few different rocks. Naturally, it's not like a Stonehenge kind of a thing or anything like that. It's just a little outcropping of craggy rocks. And there is something that seems to be moving in and around the rocks. Just a single large creature.
Okay.
It's hard to pinpoint the details in the darkness, but there's definitely something down there.
I keep my eye more specifically in that direction as I continue watch.
Gotcha.
But I don't want to engage.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, you keep an eye out in that direction. You return back to camp. Okay. Yeah, you return back to camp and just kind of keep a general eye out for things, out for movement, stuff like that. And the rest of your watch passes.
Okay, I do tell whoever is next on the watch, I do let them know as they're prepping.
Okay. Who's on third watch?
I took first.
So second, who's third?
I guess me.
Okay. So, Harsh kind of takes you out of the camp, shows you the prints, points in the direction of what's going on. Give me a knowledge nature check, please. If you can.
16, so can.
Okay. Yeah, they look like big cat prints.
You pussy.
Krieger wants to fuck.
I want to pet you.
And your watch over time passes as well. Give me a perception check to make sure you don't notice what I'm doing.
Nice. 21.
Okay.
That's not foreboding at all. It's the DM. Perception check, so you don't notice what I'm doing.
You do occasionally see a large creature moving out into the woods. However, it doesn't seem to be stalking the camp. It's just going about its business. It seems like the spell that Jeremiah put on the camp to hide it is rather effective.
How far away is it?
I would say 30-ish feet away from the edge of the spell. So it's close in, but it doesn't seem to notice.
And it's just walking around. Or...
Yeah, it's not like patrolling. It seems to be just doing whatever it is it's doing.
cat stuff.
It moves, it walks like a cat. However, its general shape you can see in the darkness does not match cat at all. There's extra shit hanging off of it, and it's something bigger, something meaner. Potentially.
Did you say it was by phone?
No.
That's a man.
That was just my imagination.
Yeah.
Okay.
One fleeting thought that Harsk has before he's going to sleep is, are we close to where like the Manticore was?
Oh yeah.
Where we looked up the Manticore?
You're only 2 days away from Sweetwater.
I think I wonder if that Manticore is still
Like as you drift off to sleep, further you're like, oh shit, and then you're like wide awake for like 10 minutes, and then you just kind of drift back off.
Yeah.
One of those things like I forgot to do something. No, never mind. But no, stands to reason. You might be in that thing's territory.
Sure.
All right.
So in the timeline, are we getting to the keep tomorrow?
2 days.
2 days. Okay.
Very good.
Yeah, you break camp the next morning, and any extra stuff you want to do for the next couple days?
Do I see the tracks?
Push-ups. Arm day.
Push-ups. Sure, you can go ahead and make a nature check once they get pointed out to you.
No, 13.
13. Some sort of big cat.
I do want to make another check on the prince now that it's daytime.
Okay, yeah, give a better look at him.
And after having my remembrance of the Manticore in mind, 18.
18. Don't believe. Yep. That's most likely the Manticore, or at least a Manticore.
All right, I do share the story of the Manticore with the group.
Why don't you actually share the story of the Manticore with the group?
So
Yeah.
we went. We needed a bunch of potions, and we were told to go get Manticore blood. So in that process, we end up finding a nest of Manticore and brought back one of the kin.
Wait, like the Manticore wife?
Like the child.
Oh.
So we
Wait.
locked it up at this one place, not too far from here.
Wait.
I saw some.
So you guys stole a Manticore baby and locked it up somewhere so that you could siphon its blood for potions.
I believe it has been locked up. It was locked up the last time I saw it. But I don't know what happened since I died, so.
That's plausible deniability.
It's a decent alibi. I was dead at the time.
I was dead.
With Steve.
I'll let you say like these tracks look strangely specific to that and a little suspicious.
You guys did this.
Well, it might not be
Good
the
job.
same one. It looks like a Manticore set of tracks. It may
Alright.
be a different one.
Is Manticore
Alright.
knowledge nature? Yeah. Okay, so I'm assuming you've killed many Manticore if you're able to steal their children.
Yeah, one or two.
He's not wrong.
So how do you go about winning a fight against a Manticore?
Like you just do it. You just do it. They're swarming you. You just have to kill them before they kill you.
Lots of bludgeoning damage.
To be fair, none of us really knew what we were gonna do when we saw it, so.
Patrick, you're so helpful.
I know.
Harsk. His name was Harsk.
I know. I was talking to Patrick.
I know you were.
Great. So if a Manticore shows up, then we will just bludgeon it to death before it bludgeons us to death. I like
Yeah,
this.
pretty much.
I like this plan.
Pretty much.
And I want the trigger.
We do have someone that has arrows that
Son
can
of a
shoot
bitch.
down its wings if it flies away, but
Does Harsk bring up the mutilation that was involved with the Manticore?
What?
That is above board. You know nothing about it.
Yeah.
I was reminding Patrick because it's been a while.
No, I understand.
no, I don't
Okay.
bring that up.
Got it. Cool.
You guys are weird. You know that?
That was a player reaction, not a character.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
So, you Southern people are just rude. All right.
Cool. So, travel continues.
Yeah, I've had a lot of assholes.
How long does it take for that to finish?
It will finish the night before we get to keep.
So that night arrives.
Hey.
In the distance, you see two main things. You see the dim glow of a smallish town, just kind of hazy over the hills. And to the right of that, off to the west, you see a similar kind of light just kind of illuminating the bottom of the clouds a little bit off to the west. However, this seems to be changing. It's almost like an aurora or like a rave. As you're walking past, you just look into some random house and there's just fucking lights going crazy.
I was like, the base just
A little bit. But no, there's like blues and pinks and greens just kind of changing, some reds, and occasionally you'll see just this like thin trail of light arc into the sky and then vanish. And it's from a much larger area than the little town. Those of you that are new to this area may be curious. Karsk is very like, what the hell? Because, well, maybe not what the hell, but that wasn't there before. Whatever's going on over there was not there before. It may be the keep, having a giant rager while everyone's gone. Who knows? It's in that general vicinity.
I know what's happening.
Hound engineered a disco ball.
Right.
It's awesome.
No.
Laser light show.
Hound, left to his own devices, created Disney World.
Yes. Guys, Revenant forever. We're gonna go where the goblins.
Krieger knows exactly what's going on. Does Craig know exactly what's going on?
I have an idea.
Okay.
Krieger doesn't.
Yes, you do.
Craig knows.
Yeah, Krieger knows. He was there for that.
For the birthday party?
No, not the birthday party. That's the mountain that collapsed. The remnants of that area.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's what's going on.
Got it. I was imagining a party.
Right. It actually does give you fond memories of your birthday party.
That was such a good session.
That was a good day.
Your next birthday is on a game day.
Is it?
Yeah,
Fuck yeah!
it's next week.
Dude!
Oh,
Fuck!
yeah.
I'm gonna get. I can't get a shit face. I have fucking school.
You're gonna get a little shit face.
I'm gonna get mildly tipsy!
Your
Hooray!
birthday's next week, dude.
Fuck, is it next week?
Yes.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
He's at the key.
Welcome to your actual early 30s.
I feel so much the same.
Right. Exactly.
It really went down.
Soon your knees won't be left and right, they'll be getting bad.
Right.
They already are.
They'll just be bad and worse.
Yeah.
So,
That's where I'm
tattoos finished up for Krieger.
Nice.
Which tattoo is finished up for Krieger?
Bull strength.
at. Plus 4, 2 strength.
What's this one look like?
I wrote all of the changes down for you to make it easy. You're welcome.
What's this one look like?
This one is. I have to remember.
Did you just tattoo a ring on his upper lip?
Yeah. No, bull strength is the Celtic banding down the torso.
Okay.
The
Little suspenders?
the Celtic knot suspenders.
Okay. Cool.
I like in my head. I picture Krieger still wearing his armor.
Is it-
when he's not wearing his breastplate?
Sure. That makes sense. He's like Jax.
Yeah.
So is this continual or activated?
Continue.
Okay.
All of the ones so far are continual. Which is why they're expensive.
So as the tattoo is finished up, the runes being tattooed, everything begins to glow dimly and stop. And Krieger just feels swole. It's like the games have arrived.
So I'm fuck. I went from being another gym bro to being your coach.
Right.
God damn it. I take it back.
When you finish up the tattoo, you'll have him be wearing a pink hoodie. And Krieger is on a stationary bike.
Nice.
So, how good is Krieger's sense motive, by the way?
That's a good question. Krieger should roll a sense motive.
No, I just want to.
Oh.
Like, how good is he at sensing motives?
Not at all.
What's charisma score? Or is it wisdom?
Wisdom? It's +1.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to learn how to lie before I accidentally give you a permanent reduced person. I'm doing one now, fucker.
Oh, cool. So yeah, Krieger's strength goes up by 4?
Cool.
Permanently, while he has a tattoo. Yeah.
And the ones that finished up on me were shield and +4 con.
Yeah, so rather than just, hey, I'm swole now. Krieger, as he's like kind of stretching after the tattoo is done, you start finding new muscle groups you didn't know you had before. And it's like, wait, I can use this. This is good.
That's awesome.
You find new ways of flexing in different ways, in different things. I didn't know I had one of these. That's cool. Right. Now it's more of a pec ballet.
My cardio got way better. I imagine that's the difference between strength and con. Strength is your deadlift and con is your cardio.
Cool. The night passes. You do not find any Manticore tracks.
Sweet.
The sky down to the southwest is still continuing just to kind of pulse, and occasionally there'll be different colored little streams coming out of the sky. And yeah, those of you that are not already aware, if you don't ask, at the very least, it's a curiosity.
What the fuck is going on?
I would have asked Hars because I didn't know or Peter.
Yeah, go ahead and ask Hars. Hars, what's going on over there?
Hars, what's going on over there?
This is brand new to me. I don't know if Weird went full wizard or something, which doesn't sound right, but something weird is going on.
Go adjust your thing.
Adjust all these.
By 2.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
At least this is done.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I made it easy.
Cool. So, does Krieger want to actually explain what's going on, or does he just want to leave that to the discovery?
Did they ask?
Kind of.
When I got here, it was after the mountain fell down. Apparently, Mirrored killed the mountain. There was a bunch of magic shit inside.
Awesome.
It got destroyed.
Less awesome.
There's lots of bears around.
Man, Mir's really come a long way since I knew him.
He's a horrible.
I wonder what happened.
Last time we went in the mountain, it was.
From what I know, the mountain was living. They killed it. A couple of people died. Now there's all this purple shit around.
Right. So, the night passes. Morning arrives. Breakfast. Exercising. Squats. Beetles. Mirrored is the walrus. Cuckoo, cuckoo.
Cuckoo.
But he's still a beetle.
Cuckoo. Choo-choo the poo.
Choo choo the poo. Mirrored is the beetle. Choo choo the poo.
Nom nom nom.
All right. So, question. Krieger, you know that you could easily, and Hars, know that you could either go to town, stop by there, or you could kind of bypass town and do a shortcut up into the mountains where the keep is.
Shortcut. Krieger has 0 reason to
Yeah.
go down.
Okay.
Shortcut to the keep.
All right. So you kind of bypass bypass the town and the lake and the manor, and as the group crests over the hill, you see, for the first time clearly without any like haze and debris, the large gaping hole or this gaping field that used to be the mountain that the mimic lived in, or the mountain that was the mimic. Even in broad daylight, it has a glow of various colors kind of twinkling in and out of existence, stuff flying out of it, some of it exploding, some of it just spiraling into the heavens. It's
Magical Chernobyl.
yeah, it's magic Chernobyl. But it's one of those things where it's such a large. The scale of it is so large, it's hard not to look at it. It's just so out of place because you have a large mountain range, but then there's just this giant gaping wound that's sparking rampant magical energy.
So you're saying it's just like your mom?
Basically,
Who got the killing blow in the mountain?
The
I don't
mountain.
remember.
It was the mountain.
I think it was Hound actually who got the
So
killing
it
blow.
makes Hound the Mountain Slayer and the Slayer.
That's true.
I'm pretty sure it was Hound who got the last
Probably.
hit.
I don't remember.
I think it was.
Or Benedig. Because Benedig was
Benedig
right.
wasn't in there.
No, it was Heifer.
The monk won.
Balder.
Balder.
What number is
It might have been Balder who got the final hit on that because he was up on the front of it and did something.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
So,
Let's go.
We'll go back and listen to the
so Harsk, what's your take on this? You're familiar with the area. The mountain that you did originally go in through a little ways, that mountain's gone. All there is a sparking magical wound in the world now.
Yeah, it's totally throwing me in for a trip because there was definitely an undead last time, and I definitely remember having a lot of shit to do in there.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not sure. Like I'm more curious than anything,
Also, curiously, you can see the keep for the first time from here.
and that feels really good.
So yeah, it was kind of somewhat hidden behind the mountain a little bit. Now it's just there's the keep.
No.
Hound knows how to
Do I see any activity going on from this distance? Like lights or anything? Or...
What's that? No, it's daylight. But
Oh, okay.
that has all their gear in is luck. Mirrored and Hound are the only ones who know how to get in.
Harsh knows how to get in.
Does he?
oh yeah, Harsk got the key, the passcode. Or
Here's the problem. You know the sword and Tefra's staff? Nobody else knows that those are in there.
Also, there's the whole issue with the deed. So,
There's
as we
that.
proceed into the mountains, how closely are you going to skirt this area? Because it's right there.
We have fragile cargo on board.
That's true.
If it's exploding,
Yeah.
Krieger is feeling extra strong.
Okay.
that's fine.
Alright.
I'm going to recommend that at least the cart take a wide berth from the active explosion, radioactive magic Chernobyl.
I'll escort the cart away from the Chernobyl.
Oh yeah, we go around obviously.
All right. So you guys are kind of skirt this thing as broadly as possible. There is like a strong magical thrumming noise just emanating from the area. Occasionally it's punctuated with a screech of something exploding or a bolt of energy flying in random directions. Luckily, you're far enough away that they can't quite hit you. You have to go a good 500 to 700 feet of range just to be safe. Occasionally, a random storm cloud will just burst into existence, dump a ton of rain and lightning, and then evaporate immediately.
If only Meard was here to tell us the range on Fireball, so we could be that plus 10.
Right. Plus 30 because it explodes.
Sure. Plus 10.
But yeah, it's pure chaos in this area. But you can still see in the rubble and the rock. There's kind of sometimes you'll see a glint of gold, or you'll see a sword that's on fire that just explodes in more fire.
I want to go there.
Nice.
That sword.
Right.
I want
It's
to
just-
go there when not carrying
The place is full of magical items, but also full of magical items being destroyed and melting down, and just rampant magical energy.
I want to be looting that.
However, in front of you, on top of a hill, or on top of the mountain, just sitting at the crest of a cliff, is your destination, the keep. Punch just kind of picks up his stride. He's like, "All right, we're going home. Gonna make it home. Gonna have some biscuits ready. Gonna bug my nanny. It's gonna be great."
Like I have to meet with it again.
Gonna go visit Jesus.
How's Mo doing in all this? All this
What?
travel.
What?
How's Mo doing with all the travel?
No?
Your dog.
Oh,
Because he exists.
yeah. No, Mo's. I'm training Mo.
He's on
That's
cover.
me, Jake.
I'm training Mo
Okay.
when we stop.
Sure.
Like we're working on tricks.
Sure.
And he's doing fine because he has haggis.
That's true too. Non-pork haggis.
Yeah.
So, you guys go up the rather steep path up to the keep. You round the corner to the right, and there it is in all its splendid glory. Out front, there is a reasonably, it's like a tool shed sized structure made entirely out of sticks.
That's it.
Next to a
That's your room.
Get my own room.
next to kind of sporadic camouflage patterned group of little garden patches. They're not squared off at all, but they're just kind of like the winds and bends, but they're all like butted up against each other, so it forms a weird little thing.
Like it.
On fire.
There's currently not a thing growing out of them, but there are two little green figures throwing buckets of water into the dirt in these little patches.
How close are they?
They are a good 70 feet away.
Hello.
They both kind of look up, with their ears come up, their mouths open, full of jagged teeth.
I like
First, give me perception checks.
You got it. 24.
Nice.
23.
13.
Did you say 33?
23. 23.
Yeah, this one's probably.
Darkness.
Impersonating me.
Darkness.
No parents.
No parents.
Best Batman movie ever.
Agreed.
Yeah.
What you get?
19.
Okay. So, all of you can see the two goblins that are quote unquote farming. On the tower closest to you guys, on the top of the tower, you see Jeddah, the monk who is practicing with her staff, just kind of swinging it around, doing some weird martial practice, but it looks rather dramatic because combat training kind of thing. Swirling things around dramatically and dramatic. I need to say drama more because it's dramatic.
Normally I would say hello, but I don't want to interrupt.
It's also far away. And you can shout loud.
I can be loud. I've
The
got good lungs now.
the portcullis, for those of you who haven't been here, looks shiny and new, while the rest of the keep looks hundreds and hundreds of years old. So Beard and Krieger and whoever lives here apparently have been doing some renovation. Apparently they have goblin farmers out front.
That's awesome.
There is behind the walls. There's the giant spire that some of you know to be the source of some magical trapping. For the rest of you, it just looks like that's a really nice spire there. It's classy.
It's so that we know that a wizard lives here.
And Vaughn just kind of just trotting up, looking happy as can be, just smiling. Looks up and goes, "Hey Jenna, you're doing it wrong. I'm just kidding. You're fine. Hey, we're back. We brought some friends." And Jenna just kind of stops and she looks, and you see her kind of duck away off the tower.
Hello. Goodbye.
And she's gone. Pontius just trots right into the keep. Off to the far right corner, there's a legit forge now.
Nice.
It's actually got a wooden structure built around it and over it, so it's covered. You're out of the at least out of the rain, but it's still, there are no walls because it just kind of keeps everything ventilated. There's a hot forge going. There's an anvil present. There is the large, ever-present bonfire pit square in the center of the courtyard. Looking up, Yeah, looking up as you pass through the gatehouse or under the gatehouse, you see that or at least Krieger notices that the slits that were used to pour the flaming pine tar down, they've been widened a bit. And also on the third, or up on the balcony of the second story where the trebuchet was, no longer. There's not a trebuchet there.
Oh.
Now there's a large metal tube angled dramatically into the sky because I'm overusing dramatically tonight.
I'm okay with this.
It's, yeah,
Overusing is a bit dramatic, so
Yeah.
suck it.
How big of a
It's angled roguishly into the sky. How about that?
Oh dear.
It's
Proudly.
not straight up, but it's definitely canted down.
About 6 pounds worth.
it's the greatest erection of our time.
It's the barrel on this thing is pretty hefty. It would take a pretty decent sized cannonball to fire.
Guys, our garrison is ranked 2.
From here, you can't see all of the mechanisms, but you do see that this thing is pointed actually out towards the lake.
What? Okay. I'm assuming sea monsters live there.
We know at least one does. Oh, Todd doesn't, or Toad doesn't. Yeah.
Ribbit.
So, Shog and Ayana.
That's right.
Yeah. So Shog and Ayana both kind of greet you as they walk out of the main building. They wave, just kind of looking around.
Hello.
Hey, you're new. Shog.
Oh,
Big half orc grips your hand, and you just kind of a mild strength check between the two of you. Just kind of like, okay, just kind of sizing each other up. Oh shit, I got that wrong. Ayana is the monk. Jeddah was the weird bard person.
Oh,
Swap those.
noted.
Use your imagination.
It's been months.
No.
It's been months. Sue me. So yeah, eventually all three of them are there in the corridor, just kind of meeting people. Shog is a very large half orc with a it looks like an iron infused longbow, but he definitely kind of looks rangery to you as well.
I'm glaring the shit out of you.
However, he doesn't seem to have an animal companion at all.
I'm trying to hide my glare, but I'm glaring.
Ayana is the one you saw up at the top. She's very lithe, looks very just athletic, and just carries herself with a grace that it's like I could punch you in the face and you wouldn't even realize it was happening. Just like it would be so quick.
Sounds hot.
Some people pay extra for that.
Jeddah is this shorter, pale white with a shock of white hair. Just seems to. If it weren't for the goblins also in the courtyard, she would exude chaos. He would exude chaos. It's hard to tell with Dasamar. They're weird. But the thing that kind of is disconcerting to a lot of people is that, as with most Dasamar, they have square pupils.
That's not okay.
Right.
Weird.
But yeah. Jeddah's just wearing just kind of regular, comfortable clothes, not really geared up for adventure. Shog seems to live in his leathers and in his traveling equipment. Ayana is training, so she's in just wearing some light stuff. The goblins, the two goblins that were farming, quote unquote, run back in. They are currently wearing burlap sacks because they're farming. You see one goblin leap off of where that thing is up on the second floor, where the trebuchet used to be. It's wearing a big skull for a helmet.
Awesome.
It's,
Wasn't it my name?
was it body armor?
I'm pretty sure it was.
I think it was a helmet. It was like the top of an ogre skull as a hat.
It kept slipping down his face.
Yeah. So yeah, the ogre skull is a helmet, but it seems to be like lashed into place, so it's staying put. He leaps off of the second floor, but he's holding a rope. and as the rope catches taut, it kind of swings him back into and slams into the rocks, but then just bounces off and lands in the courtyard and kind of ambles up. Yeah, the fourth goblin that some of you know exists doesn't seem to be around at the moment.
Time to kill him.
I turn to Harsh and go, it's quite the circus you have here.
Yeah, thanks.
It's
You get
great.
used to it.
Yeah,
You should be here for your birthday.
it's quite the
It's
circus.
amazing.
A ghostly apparition, or a ghostly figure apparates. Aha, that's how it works.
Dramatically.
No, rather not. Just rather matter of factly, actually. Wearing a very nice tailored vest, tailored pants, just looks very sharp. Has a very hawkish face, kind of balding white hair, hawkish nose. Just has an air of about him. Hello. Greetings. Krieger.
Haven't yelled at Bananan
Yeah,
yet.
Harsh, surprised to see you. Welcome back
Man,
from
it's good.
wherever
Thank you. It's
ended
good
up.
to be back.
Who are you?
One moment, please. Krieger,
Hi, Banana.
may I ask where Master is?
And I grab him. I have him right here.
Oh my.
It seems he has been turned into a beetle.
Unfortunate.
It seems.
It seems
Guys, it's totally legit. We don't know for sure yet.
We're still waiting on the test results.
That brings many things into question. So, he's not dead, just a beetle.
Nope.
Just a
Maybe
beetle.
I get him out and chill. Ah, he's got poop on his feet.
Don't let him fly away.
Call the shit poop.
Look, his wings.
Oh God!
Oh, fuck.
Beard, you're back. You have no arms.
Credit card. What are you doing? No.
Someone get me a hot knife. I can fix this.
Yeah. My
Have you seen
apologies.
something like this before, Banana?
No,
Oh.
my apologies. My name is Mananan. I'm the guardian of the keep. The proprietor, if you will, as well. You are?
Toad.
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 Very well. It's a pleasure to meet you, Toad.
Let's go and more. Ooh.
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah.
This is Juno.
Yes. Pleasure to meet you, Jeremiah.
She's with me.
Ah!
Very well. Does she speak?
No, she's not like that one.
Sense motive.
That's not great.
Does she
You just
speak?
start muttering
Woof.
crap every time you're told to give a check.
3? Okay. All right. Yeah, that would be lost on all of you too, except for that one.
Could have had a sense motive.
Okay.
Don't.
Then don't. Like I said.
That has potential at one point.
Well, with Mirgon, that's. Well, if Harsk and Krieger would vouch for these two, I suppose.
They're okay.
Very well.
Krieger seems to like
Especially-
us.
Will you two be sleeping outside, or will you require rooms?
Whichever's easier.
I can do either.
It is nothing to me, either way.
As long as there's food, I'm
There's a room free next to mine.
dibs.
Very well.
Is there a hole in it where you can arm wrestle
And-
through?
No.
Pet,
Just asleep on the
No
floor.
memorials.
she's going to come inside.
If that's a problem, she can stay outside.
Banana looks at Krieger, kind of shudders a little bit, looks at Harsk. Are we letting the cat in?
It has been doing pretty good.
Is it house trained?
I believe she's
Yes.
more of an outdoor kid.
Very well. Please do not let her claw up the tapestries. Yes, Pontius, I know you're back. You guys, the two new folks, well, all of you, see that Pontius is talking to Mananan, but there's a second Mananan in front of Pontius.
Just nodding.
Yeah, it's just yes. Yes. Oh my! So brave.
Yes.
Oh. Well, I shall prepare 4 more plates at the table then tonight.
Wonderful.
And
Krieger would like to go downstairs.
the image of Mananan dissipates into air, into nothing. Krieger goes downstairs.
Downstairs to the alchemy lab to get a jar.
Okay.
Weird in.
There are plenty.
Or like a beaker.
There are plenty. You don't. It's like there are some that have like just jars, or some that have little skinny necks but big old fat bottom.
Yep, that one.
You got it. You grab yourself a flask and
That bottom.
and you put your thumb in it at first, and like this is not going to work. Then take your thumb out and put a cork in it.
Yep. There you
Then
go.
you realize, wait, he might suffocate. So you'll figure something out.
I would like to engineer a solution to it.
Do it.
I'm just kind of like mash.
Yeah. Now you find something to keep it.
Cheesecloth.
Keep it good.
Exactly.
And just to be safe, you blow into it just to make sure there's a lot of air in there.
I put a stick in a leaf.
Uh huh.
3 drops of water.
You have your flask of beer.
Drink it.
All right. Things are the alchemy lab is like really well built out. There, just everything is incredibly organized. There's like a little corner full of raw materials. There are very organized little trays of various ingredients for things. The whole place reeks, but luckily there's a big iron door kind of keeping all of that smell in. But yeah,
I'm gonna look around the courtyard.
okay.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, there are definitely signs of lots of battles. It's also very just well trodden. The bonfire at the moment is out, but now you see the goblin with the skull head and the 2 ones wearing burlap. They seem very intent on lighting the biggest fire they can find.
I want to go introduce myself.
Okay. They're busy doing stuff.
Hi.
Ah, hey,
What you doing?
fire!
Kyle?
Yeah.
What do you want me to do?
You're big.
Yeah.
You go find big sticks, put them on the fire, we'll set the fire, and then there'll be fire.
Do you have an axe?
No.
Do you know someone with an axe?
No, I chew things down.
Use your teeth.
Okay.
There might be one in the shed.
I will go check the shed.
You see a pitchfork with 2 prongs. You
So a fork.
Yeah. You see
If we fight a giant crab, I know what I'm using.
you see a pickaxe that's been like they tried to flatten one side of it as like a very rudimentary hoe.
Where is she?
I don't do that anymore. I don't do that anymore.
Well, you haven't looked around much. And then you see a spear where the spearhead has been like broadened out into a very shitty shovel. It's like a big trowel.
Great.
And you find a crude axe as well.
How crude.
It's more of a hatchet to you.
So would I be better off just finding a tree that I can pull over, or actually using the axe?
It's an axe to the goblins. For you, it's a hatchet, or maybe a good throwing axe.
Fuck it, I'll use it.
Okay. It's easier to knock decent sized limbs off.
Get a crack started.
Exactly.
Push it over.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna go do that for like half an hour.
Cool. Jeremiah, what are you up to?
I want to actually go talk to Iona.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, she is the she's the monk.
Yeah.
She's back up, or she quickly heads back up to the tower.
Okay.
And is swinging her bow staff around, doing various katas and things like that.
Okay. So I kind of. Sorry to interrupt.
No problem.
What exactly do you do here? I'm trying to kind of get the feel for what this is.
Well, it's we were hired mercenaries, and we're told that we're here to protect this place. It needs protecting. Definitely needed protecting our first night here. Above board, Harsk. The first night you were back that they got here was the night Harsk died, right?
Yeah. Because they got there just in time to fight the dragon.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like that day. They
Right,
got there
okay.
that morning, and then.
I just want to make
Yeah.
sure. Because, like I said, it's been a while. We haven't been in the keep in a long time.
Oh yeah.
Can I make a quick
Yes.
adjustment? After using the axe for one swing, I'm gonna try summoning my spiritual weapon to have it auto chop the tree down.
Nice. That's better. Dun, 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 dun.
Second level spell for lumber.
Nice.
So, yeah, this place, like our first night here, was the night the dwarf died the first time.
We chopped half the forest down.
Seems like a good guy. Mir, the tree, you had to admit, Mir, right? When did the beetle thing happen?
On the way here.
Oh, okay, so it's been recently. Well, the first night we were here, the green dragon attacked. And kind of, the hound took the dragon down after Harsk had pounced on it and dragged it to the ground. Kind of opened it up to hound shot. Since then, it's just been fending off wildlife. Sometimes peasants come by when Mir has been kind of told us to shoot them away. I don't understand why. Mostly it's been just kind of keeping tabs on the scar out there, just making sure nothing creeps out and tries to take over this place. But so we've been busy, but it hasn't been dangerous. But it's good money.
Okay.
Mir seemed like a decent guy. And the dwarf's death kind of haunted him for a little bit, but he seems okay. I've worked for worse.
It's much more beer free now.
Poopy!
Poops wherever he wants.
Nom.
So how'd you get on board here?
There was apparently a micro problem in Lamplight. I was initially hired to.
In Lamplight?
Yeah.
Huh. Last place I'd expect that.
I don't know to
It
find
goes against their whole thing.
large cities. There's all kinds of underground operations. You never know what you're gonna find.
It's true.
Yeah, I was hired on to help track a couple of leads. And I just kind of stuck around.
What's with mini muscles?
You know, I was gonna have a friend.
Oh.
Oh! Okay. Yeah,
Frog. Or toad.
that one. I don't know. They kind of showed up with him. I guess I assumed he was part of it. I hadn't actually.
No, remember he found the two of you found each other before you found the
Yes.
party.
I'm sorry.
Yes, no worries.
Yes.
No worries.
I don't.
You look capable.
I mean, yeah.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, no, he came along. He was originally trying to kill Mir. He ends up finding an evil wizard.
Oh, great. Well, I'm sure he'll be thrilled when he meets Darlene. She's a part of our group. Was. What are we? Are we still calling Mir the thing? Is he still Mir? Is he mirrored in the beetle body? Is it just? What's going on?
Supposedly, he's still
We
Mir.
call him Bailey.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Supposedly, he's still Mir.
Signed mini muscles.
He should be returning soon.
I hope so.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
All right. So, Krieger, you have bottled up a beetle.
First thing,
You had to turn hard. Harsk, what are you up to? We'll get to you next.
Harsk is kind of just getting back in tune with the sites.
Very important question for Harst. As you're in the courtyard, you find yourself gravitating to the corner on the right as soon as you walk in, where you previously were last conscious. What's that like for you?
It's a freaking trip because it's like this whole time been traveling and I knew I've been like brought back to life and everything.
Sure.
But it's another experience going back to the scene of where you died. So like getting some flashbacks of the dragon, like even just I don't know if I saw the goblin die or not. But I mean just seeing like everyone around like trying to take down the dragon, including like the mercenaries. And just seeing it like completely clean now and everything tightened up.
You do still see the scar where the dragon landed after you tackled it out of the sky.
Okay.
But other than that, the dragon's carcass has been completely harvested and removed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all very much of a trip.
That makes sense. So, you were saying, what else were you
pretty much it's just like, pretty much comparing like how things are now, and it's like how easy it was for like the dragon to just it's not there anymore. You know, it's like time keeps going, dragon's not there anymore, and kind of coming to terms with like sort of reality of like being back and just being here again. You know.
Cool. I like it. The goblins many of them do take to you and start like as they're kind of losing focus on building up the fire because they're waiting on more fuel. They start just kind of like poking you, making sure you're still you.
Perfect. I like just like pat them on the head as I like walk by them and whatnot.
Nice. Cool. Nick, you should show Patrick because
All right.
It's my beetle house.
Oh, nice. Is that what that is? Yeah, cool. So for you, what were you up to?
First thing I want to do is take Mir to his room, put him on the shelf next to his
Yes. I am here and I approve this
in
message.
the jar. Then I go find Harst.
Alright.
And I take Harst to the statue of Harst.
Cool. So yeah, you guys go down there.
Wait, the statue or the memorial?
The tomb.
There was a tomb.
They're one and the same.
There was also the memorial.
There is also the memorial on the wall.
I know that because I made that on a previous life.
Actually, yeah. Harst, I would like a perception check.
23.
Okay. As you're kind of wandering around the courtyard and playing with the goblins, as you walk there, you notice that, let's see, it was facing out that way. So it'll be on the north side of, just as you enter the gate, just around the corner of the gatehouse, you see a small shrine. Pontius is talking with Manna still. Yeah, you see like a small shrine that seems to be constantly like oozing magma into a small bowl. I forget what the top of it looked like.
Is it
Or was it just a bowl?
Just an open bowl.
Oh, so it's
water.
an open bowl of like moving magma, just kind of swirling around in place.
Is it liquid hot
Nice.
magma?
Molten.
Liquid hot magma.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's very much in Tefra's kind of aesthetic,
Okay.
and it also kind of reminds you a little bit of home. It may or may not be a shrine to Tefra's fallen battle buddy.
What's his name?
It also has your name written on it, which helps to kind of illustrate that fact. Yeah, it's kind of like it brings up memories of Tefra, and you're kind of wondering how he went and what he's up to now, or what if he is gone, what is his afterlife like?
Yeah.
If he comes back, is it a thing you're going to share again, or even more firmly than before, where you had that special connection with him? And as you're thinking about that, Krieger just comes bounding up, jangling with his armor. Krieger, go ahead.
Harsk, I have something to show you. And
Alright, lead the way.
I take him to the monument/tomb/
You go downstairs to a place
whatever
you
we want to call it.
hadn't been before.
I do want to make a quick note. As we're walking away from the memorial, like I get a single tear, like just
Nice.
one tear.
Unlike Krieger, you do not flex it back in. You let that shit sit there.
Real men can cry.
But yeah, you're led downstairs to a room you haven't, to an area you haven't been before. Apparently, there's an old mausoleum or tomb underneath the keep itself, and you find a small, no, not small. It's a dwarf sized area. The thing that's kind of striking to you is that there's not a slab, because that's a bit obtuse. What I'm looking for. Kind of an altar where a body would be laying to rest. However, it's covered in ash and dust.
Nice.
And you quickly realize, and like it sinks into your head, and it's like a weird demented feeling that that's what's left of your body.
Holy
And
shit! Yeah.
You know that because your gear is there amongst the ash and dust.
Dirty.
It's just like whatever was you before, as soon as you were resurrected, just became ash.
Oh man.
It's like two of you can't exist at the same time, which is probably a good thing. But hey, your gear's all there.
I do. Yeah, I take a moment before, like, I go to reach for them.
You clean
I
yourself
take a
off.
moment. Yeah, it doesn't.
Nice.
Yeah, no, I definitely like. A lot of this is just taking all of this in because it is way too much to process, like in one go. So, yeah, definitely coming to reality in terms with everything, like dying and being back alive,
Cool.
and like also the fact that like I have this memorial and like this burial here, and before I was out just traveling alone and like actually left home.
It looks like it was done as tastefully as possible given the circumstance.
Yeah, which is really touching that like these companions that I more recently met like took the time to do that.
Cool. Right on. I like it. Figure?
I just go drink.
Here's your stuff. Bye.
Thanks, Krieger.
You're welcome.
Question for the group. Where was Tefra's staff?
Tefra's staff is in an empty tomb.
Okay. While you're down there, you do also notice in one of the other adjacent little alcoves, because basically there's a room with several little alcoves for individual people to be laid to rest. Yours was kind of front and center because you were the first of the group to die. But also, a little bit off to the side, you see it's empty at the alcove, but you do see Tefra's staff leaned up against the wall.
Man. Okay, I do go over like just check it out. Because I think I don't remember if someone had already told Hars on the travel back that he actually did die. So seeing it in person totally like puts the nail in the coffin.
I think Beard brought it up shortly on that first couple days.
Okay.
To get you caught up. Before the beetling happened.
Okay.
But yeah,
sure. So in that case, then it's like it's hard to believe it until you see it.
Right.
Yeah.
And Tefra would not be without that staff.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
But you do notice the very distinct lack of a body.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
So do you touch the staff at all?
Consider it noted. Say what?
Do you touch the staff at all, or are you just gonna leave it where it is?
Out of respect, I leave it.
Okay. Gotcha. So, Jeremiah, is there anything you want to do?
You just want to keep having a conversation.
Okay, with just random folks, with Ayana and
Yeah.
Okay.
I avoid.
You talk to Shaw?
I avoid him like the
Cool.
plague.
I like it. A little bit of Ranger rivalry. Or say Ranger rivalry.
Dude, it's hard to say.
Also,
everything.
right, half work as well. There is that. More of the half work thing for you.
More the half-orc thing.
Racist. Yeah.
Yes.
There's a reason for that. The day continues on. It's dinner time.
I haul a tree back to the courtyard.
Yeah. As soon as it's remotely dark, and the goblins start lighting this giant bonfire in the middle of the keep. Because it's a goblin, it looks dangerously large, but it looks like they've also been doing this every day for months. It seems. But yeah, you guys are in the dining hall. There's a very long table. You guys are offered to sit wherever, and pseudo spectral servants come out with plates, or with place settings, and come out with food under big domes. It's really quite tasty. It seems like it's mostly deer meat, some fruits and vegetables that are very much out of season, but they seem to be growing fine here. You don't know how. I mean, the farm was just a mud puddle, basically. But yeah, everyone, including the 3 mercenaries. The goblins are still all outside. At this point, I'm picturing servants just throwing a bunch of food out the window so they can just go like grab it at their whim. Pontius is out there with them, but one of the servants, I use the term servants loosely because it's just a kind of an apparition, brings a basket of biscuits out to Pontius, who is on cloud 9 because Pontius and his biscuits. They're just going ham on those biscuits, but they're not ham biscuits. That's gross. It's not really gross.
Are they
Wouldn't that just
gross?
be like-
Or are they delicious?
Wouldn't that just be like a hamburger out of ham?
I don't know. Anyway, so everyone's at the table. What would we like to discuss?
Is a hamburger just a beef biscuit?
Kind of.
Trigger would like to relax and get drunk.
Sure. There's plenty of booze.
Armor off, armor put up.
Sure.
The whole 9.
Orange suit.
No. I'm getting
I saw the light shirt.
Casual.
And like board shorts.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm
Casual
getting
treat.
drunk with creator.
It's been like a couple weeks, so the idea of booze is very, very pleasant to me.
With that big ass fire outside, I'm gonna go shirtless.
Cool. There you go, hang out outside, shirtless, getting drunk. There's a very good selection of alcohol here, so it's not just ale, it's also...
I will try one of everything, if that's okay with you.
You have
No.
to drink too.
Can I have one of half of the thing?
We'll see.
Tell you what, you bring me what you want to bring me, and I will drink it.
Very well.
Thank you, Logos Man.
Welcome to
Man.
Todd, Toad, or Frog? Sorry, I've heard all 3. What is... I would like to know what you prefer.
You were so close to not pissing off Banana with this character.
He's not pissing him off. He's just genuinely curious. I've heard 3 different ways of pronouncing it. I'm sorry.
In the southern accent, it's Todd.
Todd, very well, yes. In your accent?
Dude.
Toad. Very well.
I'll make it be that.
Yeah, if you guys want to hang out at the bonfire, you can. Does anyone bring up Meard at all?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
I wouldn't if I were.
Poopy!
You're a beetle.
You're on a shelf next to a
Right. So if I were you, I wouldn't.
Sure. Yeah, no, totally. You can recount the entire story, the whole journey, if you wish, to Ayana. Jeddah is probably also nearby.
So my mom and dad
Really
met
smart
one
person.
night. Oh god.
So
How do you know such
Um,
detail?
Mm.
you see if Jeddah's around from sleep,
Comes up.
him or her jotting down notes. It quickly comes to light that Jeddah is a bard. So, Jeddah eventually starts kind of plucking away at a little weird stringed instrument. But, yeah, just kind of thrumming up lyrics about the whole thing. So, yeah, what would we like to bring up about the beetle?
I'm going to.
We need to come up with a plan.
Yeah, I'm going to recount what happened to Banana. And do you yourself have any means to return him to, I don't know, more of a talky spellcasty form and less of a poop and skitter form?
Unfortunately, no. I can set him on fire, I can send him rocketing into the sky, or I can obliterate him with magic.
I can step on him, but that doesn't really help. Do you know anyone who might have the capabilities of doing such a thing?
Jeddah? Jeddah looks and just, not me.
I myself do not have the forte.
You see, because I believe he had the deed on him. The deed that grants ownership of the premises. Do you still have the deed?
So all of his equipment was transformed with him, so it might be inside him, or it might temporarily, permanently not exist currently.
There is a look of concern.
You might be a
I do-
man.
Since like above table, I like the idea of Mird's beetle having like the little sunglasses on it.
Yes. It's got the shape like two dark rings around where its eyes are. So-
I believe you were a free mansion.
That's very clever.
Mansion?
That's very clever. I like that.
I don't know your preferred
More of a keep.
keep.
But no, that was
your preferred proud county.
that is a very clever turn of phrase.
Thank you.
Perfect.
I think I just upgraded my boost for the night.
I know where the good shit is.
Yeah.
If you want
Yeah, Banana looks simultaneously very concerned and confused because the deed is, it's not gone, but it's subsumed in a beetle.
Yeah.
So he's just like, I still exist, so it's not.
That's a good sign.
If the deed were to be destroyed outright, it is very likely I would not exist. I still exist, therefore, the deed exists in some form.
Either the deed exists or you were wrong in your assumption and it would still exist post-deed.
I can't tell which is which. I'm very old,
Such
not necessarily experienced outside of these walls.
That's fair.
Manan, if I never thought about this before, but if you just vanish with the disappearance of the deed, if there's that strong of a tie, can you get a sense of like where the deed is located in case it's like
The-
maybe Mir didn't turn into a beetle, but
Very good point. I will try to sense it overnight. I'm not
like
orchestrating.
sure.
But back to my previous question. Do you have any idea of anyone that might be able to help with this situation?
No one powerful enough that I know still exists. I knew of many people, but they're long dead.
We should have Mir summon Brazen. Oh, shit. Never mind.
Well,
You guys can still do that shit. You were there.
No, it wasn't.
Well, yeah, no, actually, you guys were there.
No.
Maybe there was horse.
Yeah.
Hound. Hound was there.
Yeah, it's down around the fire.
no, Hound is not at the table. Hound has not been
Well,
here all day.
You might not know this about Craig, but he hates talking to himself.
Does anyone besides Krieger go down into the into the alchemy lab.
I don't want to impose.
I do want to see Hound because that's
Okay.
the only other person that I know.
And I did tell him specifically that Hound was back at the keep.
As you go to the alchemy lab, Menon appears, except he's wearing like a leather apron and like a white lab coat.
Nice.
Perfect.
Apologies, sir. Hound has set off. Something about a mission. He was deputized for or something along those lines.
All right.
I believe he's gone to Lamplight to deal with an issue.
Oh man, probably just passed him.
Quite possibly. He left about 2.5 weeks ago.
Oh,
He
all
was,
right.
he
They-
was
they-
eaten by the manticore.
All right. Yeah. Thanks, Banana.
Yeah, sure.
I'll look for him elsewhere.
I hope you find him.
They would have recognized him if it was a public figure.
Except his slip was up.
Fucking thank you.
His idea. Anyways, so yeah, you return upstairs, and apparently Hound has gone to Lamplight to deal with something about the shadows.
Oh, the shadows.
Is he
All right.
attacking the shadows now?
Yes.
Nice.
Did he mention whether? Actually, did he mention whether he was like summoned there, or he's just going on his own choosing?
He was onto something, and he made some sort of discovery. I don't understand his expertise at all. I just barely
All
give him things.
You know, just enough to be dangerous.
I just fetch things as needed and pour things into other things and stir what's needed to be stirred.
Perfect. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
What's that for a minute now? Oh.
Eat your poop. What?
Krieger goes down to the bar and gets the good stuff. Celebrate being
The good stuff or the good? Okay. Very well.
the good stuff. And he also makes sure that he drinks at least one more drink than everybody else.
Sure. Constitution
I will
check.
take that challenge.
I want Constitution
Yeah,
check.
I get a challenge.
All right. Oh yeah, drinking contest. Okay. Are we gonna do the Mananan drinking contest, or just a drinking contest between the three of you at a goblet campfire?
Porque no los dos.
Yes.
Because I don't
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
Drinking contest. Gentlemen, your dice.
People are like as people around the table. I do acknowledge the presence and like acknowledge the other mercenaries
Sure,
that
totally.
are around.
They're glad to have you back. Shog in particular, like you jumped onto a dragon and tackled it. That was kick ass. That was amazing.
Perfect.
Okay, so as the drinking contest begins, we go through a few rounds of just like just shot for shot, whatever. As things begin to kind of settle in and begin to feel things, I would like some Constitution saves. Jeremiah, are you taking part or merely observing?
I am observing.
Fair enough. What did
Nice.
Toad get?
We both rolled.
Both rolled 4s.
15.
15? Krieger?
15?
Yeah.
Constitution check?
Oh, Constitution or Fort save?
Fort save, basically.
15.
Krieger? Okay. Parks, Fort save.
21.
Nice. So, first rounds, or
It's
as
worth
you
it.
try to feel it, you all managed to succeed. Let me know what round you're going to sneak in the good shit. Round 2, bring them up. And round 2 is more like 5 or 6 rounds.
Patrick,
It's round 2 of 5 rounds.
Patrick, I think I got you beat on this
Or
one.
5 shots, I should say.
We'll see.
Krieger looks at Jeremiah. You're going to be here. You'll have to drink at least some. Here. And I get like a little wine glass.
Yeah. So
Special one.
pours a small wine glass full of
Fancy.
clear fizzy liquid.
It's not the crap we've been
It
drinking.
smells like boozy. Are you drinking or not? Or are you going to fake it?
I'm sipping.
Okay. But do you drink the whole thing, or just kind of milk it for a while?
I want to see how strong it is.
Sure. It's really fizzy. really fizzy. It's not like at all. It's just like really fizzy and kind of Swedish. Sweet-ish, not Swedish. Not pork. Just sort of sweet.
Borka.
Okay, I need you to roll me a D1000.
Matt, I got a 30 on my fort save, by the way.
Nice job. You're fine.
Fuck, yeah.
Wow.
Second round, I need those fort saves.
Oh, what?
41.
D1000.
So, like a D100, but
A third one.
plus 1.
Okay. Roll a third one dice. It's a different color. That's your 1,000.
Designate
14.
what they
Or
are
different
before you roll.
Huh?
14.
14 again? Okay.
Yeah.
It's starting to catch up to you. Like a lot.
Okay, so
Or just roll a D10, like
1,000.
1,000.
Okay,
Or it's singles, tens, and hundreds. Is what it is. But if you roll all zeros, it's 1,000.
So 401.
401.
God, Craig loves that goddamn thing.
So do I.
It's super fun.
It's the best. The first game that Matt
Ah!
said made me so
Ah!
What is it?
Nice.
What is it?
So, so as you drink it, it kind of you get a sense of like
He grows breasts.
it starts out kind of sweet and then it gets a bit saltier and kind of frothy. You get a sense of the sea. It almost feels like it takes you out to the ocean. From everyone observing this, as he kind of like proceeds into himself, like his eyes go white, like pearl white.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can still see just fine, but as you realize like there's like a change, your eyes kind of like shift focus a bit, and you can like feel them. They feel really, really, really dry, and as you rub them, they feel like pearls.
Oh!
And as you rub one, it's like, what the hell? One of them, actually, you pop it out. Ah! The thing is, you still have your normal vision. So you can see through this thing that's on the floor. That's on the ground.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
That's amazing. You pick it up and dust it.
with your eyes.
You dust it off, and you put it back into your skull, and you're totally fine.
You need knife.
Your eyes are now removable pearls, and you retain your normal vision.
Nice.
Write that down in your character sheet. That is permanent.
That's fucking awesome!
The grog of infinite. What is it?
Substantial
whimsy. Substantial whimsy.
This is why I went,
Yeah. That's really gross, but super awesome.
That's great for a ranger too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go range.
Correct kind of bet I had.
No.
As well.
Oh, no, even better. What you need to do is like engineer some kind of clear thing to attach to an arrow. And then you just fire that shit off.
Parachute.
You would barf so much because one eye's going.
This rolls the other one.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Can we do
Just
the round of drinking
Yes.
first?
Round 3 of boozings. Fort saves.
Perfect.
The DC is now 16.
That is so cool. Also, you have just pearl eyes.
Removable pearl eyes. Huh?
Right?
23.
14.
27.
Trigger loses it. 17.
You get used to it.
27.
27.
Wait,
You two
yeah,
are both shot for
That's
shot.
why in weird
Krieger
words,
begins to fade
if anybody looks me in the
and
eye,
drops,
they immediately
but
start
before he
laughing
does,
uncontrollably.
A
They start laughing
black
uncontrollably.
fizzy drink is
That's
put
why
in
I
front
have
of you.
glasses, so that
Dude,
doesn't happen.
Dude, we fucking outdrank Krieger.
Everybody's out drinking.
Okay, Fort saves. Round 4.
He's got to win this
Drink
contest.
the fuzzy thing.
Sure, but it's part of the next thing.
Mostly because I'm pretty sure
Eight.
Sports Tape was wrong with the
Eight.
entire time until just now.
24. Okay.
I fixed it.
I need a D1000 as Karst loses it and just on the table.
Nice.
Perfect.
I'm really
Worth it.
disappointed in myself. I rolled a D1000 and got a 68.
Scroll to the top of the page.
And
What did you get?
68.
Oh no, man, that makes it way worse.
Oh.
Roll a D100.
Oh.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
65.
Okay. So,
I hope this isn't another mystery one.
no,
Todd is now mirrored.
it happens immediately.
I become a beetle!
So,
Come whatever eats beetles.
whatever this drink was, very much like a very strong pot of coffee, you immediately need to take the biggest shit you've ever taken in your life. Like now. Like now.
Like,
I look to Harsk, you go,
and your shit just.
I'm in!
1 second.
No, Harsh, as you do that, Harsh just goes, King.
Bananan.
Outhouse is over there.
Thank you. Spring.
Okay. I need you to make another fort save.
The fucking Dumb and Dumber scene.
29.
Nice.
Cool. You successfully lay an egg.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna be a dad!
Yeah.
Unless I eat it in the morning.
Plot twist. It's Wendigo.
No! I'm so sorry, son.
Wow, who
You laid
inseminated
an egg. It's a big egg.
Ridiculous.
I carry it out of the outhouse
Okay.
and call for Bananan again.
Yes. Oh, sir.
I made this. I made this.
You did, sir.
I made this.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know, sir.
How?
What did you drink?
Yes.
Does this not normally happen for you, sir?
I have to say, this is the first time I've been a parent.
I understand.
Keep it away from the devils.
Do I have to sit on it now?
I don't know, sir.
Do I
This has not happened before.
make omelets?
It is up to you, sir.
I like how he's questioning Banana, like, dude, what do I do? It's like, what the fuck?
This has not happened.
This is
ever.
not a normal thing here.
No.
This is fucked up.
Agreed.
Is the
I would like a nature check from you.
is the forge gonna be burning all night?
Nature check.
Potentially.
Knowledge of nature?
Yes.
That'd be a big old 9.
You have no idea what kind of egg this is.
No, I take it back. That would be a 7.
No, you have less of an idea what kind of egg this is.
It's a meat egg.
It's true.
Um,
Did you are you witnessing all this shit where he's like pulled an egg out of the outhouse?
Me?
Yeah. Or you just kind of said fuck it and gone to bed?
I think I'm still at the table, aren't I?
That's up to you.
I've been
In
watching.
other words, would you like to observe and do a nature check?
Jeremiah!
Okay, yeah, now you're here
Oh,
calling
yeah.
for you.
What's going on?
Why did I make this?
What?
I made this! Why?
Rub my pearls.
Take out your eye.
Yeah,
What
yes.
is wrong with your eyes?
You were at the table for the drinking contest, right? You are right there still. So yeah.
That would be great too. What's the inspected?
So he pulls one out and just rubs it with a cloth. And pops it back in.
Your eyes turned into eggs!
Well, he just puts it down, looks closer to the egg.
I would like a nature check from you, please.
Knowledge nature?
Mhm.
21.
I'm not ready to be a dad.
It's a griffin egg.
Whoa.
That?
You made it weak.
I got.
We need to get another one and name it Jeff so they can have a million and they get divorced.
Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus! He's there. He's at the keep. Oh wait. I brought Jesus with him.
Yeah.
Okay. Makes sense. Jesus is not there. Muhammad and Jesus have not yet crossed paths.
I mean, don't know that.
Your eyes are pearls. This shit's weird.
Yeah. I'm thinking we're having adverse.
What was Harsk's again?
Say what?
What was Harsk's nonsense?
Water.
No, that was
Skip
Baldur.
Oh,
No.
skip over water.
Oh, okay, that was you. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I think
Could be
being
worse.
so close to that, whatever's going on over there,
Could be.
is having some weird effects on us.
Dude, I laid an egg.
That is a logical assumption.
Are you gonna tell me what kind of egg it is? No? Okay. What do I do? Do I have to sit on this?
Would I know if that needs to be sat on?
It does need to be incubated.
Will it come out retarded because I'm drunk?
Whether it's sat on or just incubated is another thing entirely.
I don't think you need to sit on it, but I would recommend keeping it warm. This is an effect of magic, so I don't know if your drunkenness has any.
None of this makes sense, so who the fuck knows?
Exactly that.
If I get a retarded griffin, it's gonna be so sad.
Keep it by the fire.
But I would recommend keeping that first.
Can someone Google the gestation of a griffin? It doesn't exist.
That's a thing. Actually, it might.
It might.
Stand by. I have resources.
Cool. So let's just kind of go through the rest of the night, where we have the muscle triplets. 2 of whom are passed out. One of them is dealing with parenthood. Jeremiah is getting used to removable eyes, and everyone else is getting used to that all as well, which is weird and creepy, but also sort of really awesome looking in my head now. It's still pretty fucking cool. What?
Griffin eggs are worth $3.5 grand.
You're gonna sell your child?
You don't know that's a griffin egg.
I know. I'm just throwing it out there.
I never wanted to.
Is it weird to ride your child into battle?
I never asked for this.
I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, it is Todd's child, so it'll be like subpar muscular wise.
Canon. Young griffins reach maturity after 4 to 5 years,
Cool.
at which they start to breed.
Cool.
We could have an attack griffin at the keep. I'm just putting that out there. I know Toad didn't just showed up, but like attack griffin.
Where's that?
That'd be pretty cool.
So yeah,
Can a griffin kill a Wendigo?
maybe. It's a
Probably.
magic beast, so you never know. There was a chance that it was going to be a scaly egg. Small chance, but a chance. There was also a chance it was going to be a kobold.
Nice.
Oh.
That would have been fun. Shit.
But yeah, so the night
Can you
passes.
imagine Dominic raised by Todd?
Right. That sounds fucking terrifying to me. Yeah, I love it. So the night passes, breakfast is there. Manan kind of senses the uneasiness about one of his guests, so omelets are not on the menu. It's biscuits and gravy, sausages, things like that. All tasty, all very well prepared. Are we eventually going to broach beyond, like, so who can do this? How we're going to get Beard back?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, morning arrives, breakfast is being eaten, no one is studying. There's a beetle looking at the book next to him. The beetle's just like, if I could read.
I open up a page.
Okay,
Just first page of the book.
nice.
Just for the beetle.
Perfect. Time to read, buddy.
Every morning, I open up a page.
Cool.
Just preemptively.
Very kind
New
of you.
page.
Very kind of you.
Claiming the next page is just 8.
Thanks for looking out, man.
So, what is the plan?
I want to go to town.
Okay, town, from town to, like, what was it, like 45 minutes? Or 4 hours? 4 hours.
To Silverton?
No, to Bryn.
Bryn is 4 hours.
Yeah, so it's a good, like, half a day's journey.
Silverton is like, I think 2 hours away, but
No,
we've
it
got
was-
to go the back way.
It was still, like,
Was
a
it
ways.
still
It was
there?
like, it was like 6-ish hours.
Before we go to town,
But it was a goat path, so it's hard to get there.
Harsk, Mird mentioned something about a sword and the vault for you.
Oh, really?
I don't know anything about the vault. So,
Oh, bananas.
Down in the tomb. Nobody knows it's in the tomb except for me. I hid it there
Where did you hide it?
in an empty tomb.
Oh, okay,
Basically, like where I put Tefra's staff.
gotcha.
I thought you put it in the vault.
No, I put it in. I
Locked
put
away.
no, I put the sword in the tomb as like a remembrance for Tizon.
Okay,
But I didn't let anybody know that because of all the stuff that had happened at the moment.
sure.
Alright, never mind.
Disregard. What's that?
Okay, so Krieger thinks it's in the vault.
Or Krieger thinks it's in the vault. Yeah, so you go to the vault. There's nothing there other than what was there beforehand, which is basically nothing.
Alright.
There's a very dark-looking dagger in the vault.
I ignore.
Smart. Good idea.
I want to talk to the bard.
I thought you would love that dagger.
Yeah. I want to talk to the bard. His name I don't remember. Jedi.
Hi.
I need to hear stories.
What kind of stories?
I need to hear stories of everything you have seen, Mirrored, and Harst, and Hound, and Krieger, and everyone here. After having met Mirrored, I need to know everyone that has ever been here, whether it was an awesome battle, or a diplomatic emissary, or just give me the highlights.
Someone's a little nosy here.
I know bards.
Okay.
I'm trying to fix the problem.
Also, that Bard hung out with us for like 2 days and then we
But
left.
that bard was also at the siege.
That's true. The bard tunes his note a little bit, maybe you don't anymore. Strums it once. Just goes,
I would like
now you're a man! A man!
It's just like,
What makes a man is if the woman in his arms. Just 'cause she got big titties.
I would totally continue to play music.
So, anyway, so the bard very deftly spins an epic tale lyrically of the great siege of the. Are we still calling it the Mistborn Keep? Or have it was never renamed?
Oh, yeah. Maybe I'll rename
So,
it so this more keep.
The siege of Mistborn Keep.
In my head, I can just keep calling it Mirrored and all.
There's also Mirrodin Hall.
Oh, can we call it Mirrored?
Sure. The epic siege of Mirrodin Hall.
Nice.
I was born in Milton.
Cool. And the spectacular tackles of Harst versus the dragon. He talks
Where
about
Hound's going.
the dead-eyed dog is brought up as well. I'm not going to go through every single detail, but Harst is, or not Harst, Tephra is portrayed as.
Can I tell you what I'm looking for?
Huh?
Can I tell you what I'm looking for?
Sure.
Do they mention the cyclopode allies?
Yes.
Cyclops allies. Expand on that. I don't care if it rhymes.
Well, Hound made a deal with the Cyclops up in the mountains to kind of protect each other as after the mountain collapsed, things plunged into darkness. There was a worry that aberrations would swarm out with bolstered by the lack of sunlight. The Cyclops came down and offered their assistance as long as we assisted them. They've come by a couple of times, but that's about it. Just kind of check on each other.
You are well versed in legends, yes?
Of course.
Cyclops. I know that ice giants have shamans and
No, the Cyclops that came to assist, and the ones that they assisted in the battle was one of their seers.
they have a seer.
Yeah.
A powerful seer.
Well, that's kind of what they do.
Can
They
you
only have the one, but it works really well.
do you know their name?
No.
Horrible death.
Do you know any of their names? No. What are like their clan name?
Nope.
Okay.
Sorry, it never came up. The
That's-
Hound was busy wrapped up in research.
Totally fine. It's not your fault. You said they were in the mountains?
Yeah.
Like just in general, or is there a cardinal direction you could point in? That way.
West.
West.
Northwest, actually.
Northwest.
Past the scarp.
Past the scarp.
Yeah, that's what we're calling it.
Oh, the giant piston
Yes.
crater?
The scarp.
I like it.
Very apt name.
We thought so. Yeah, I thought so.
Very cool.
That's my idea. I'm Bard.
Of course. Bards are obviously the smartest.
You get it.
Let's do. Yeah. Bards are the best. Okay. I think that would be a good start. Thank you.
Oh shit, I blew past the thing I wanted to bring up. So,
Hey, that thing you wanted to bring up that I interrupted earlier? Why don't you go ahead now?
so overnight, as everyone is sleeping, Krieger is somewhat, or Krieger dreams of a kick-ass party that happened a few weeks back. It's like, you're back here. It's like, last time I was here, there was a kick-ass party. That was great. Harsh. Last time you were here, you got splatted by a dragon. It was great.
Yeah.
You have dreams of dragon scale, but you also have dreams of thunder and heat. And it's all like the thunder and heat are kind of beating back the scales. Yeah, it's very compared to the afterlife. It's far more lucid, tangible, but it's still kind of at the edges of your mind even when you wake up. But you quickly kind of just come to realize it's likely just kind of not reliving, but at least reinterpreting the last time you were here, where you had Tephra and Hound and everyone else. Jeremiah dreams of the sea.
In an octopus's garden.
In the shade. And Toad dreams of
Eggs.
flying through the air on feathered wings.
And how much is that service?
On a majestic and powerful.
Anyway, so next day, back to discussing cyclophones. Cyclopedies. So what would we like to do with our day?
Poop. No.
Eat!
Quit eating shit. Read the book.
Every day, just shake the jar.
Stupid beetle reads the
Lizard
book.
things!
Flaming sphere.
The beetle
Easy.
just falls on his back and just kind of curls up.
Oh.
Green just puts the jar down.
But we decided what we're gonna do from here.
Yes.
Okay.
There is a tribe. Jen, is that the right word?
Sure.
Oh, you're way closer
I
than
tried
thought.
casting the spell.
We're eating breakfast at the table.
I thought you were.
Still here eating breakfast.
My bad.
It's okay.
We're going to go to the northwest to find the clan tribe clutch of cyclopods because they have a powerful seer. And if they aren't able to help us, seers are really good at finding people.
I think I heard somewhere that a group of cyclopedies are a spectacle.
Encyclopedia. Nailed it.
A spectacle of cyclopods, the northwest, seer, mirrored, full stop.
It's better than what I got.
Shakes the jar some more.
Did you hear that?
You just go, boom, boom. Beetle, wake up. Fishbowl.
Two spells, beetle.
You want to see
Any wizard.
Flaming sphere.
Say it one time.
Just once.
Oh, Horace, can I get my sword back?
Say what?
Can I get my
Oh
sword
yeah,
back?
yeah. Please. Freaking me out, not being able to use it.
Cool. So, anyone else?
No.
Go with the party.
Plan is to go northwest into the mountains, past the scar.
What kind of preparations and provisions should we venturing?
Well, the last time Ayana spoke with him, she's the official spokesperson of the team. Everyone else is gone because apparently the Cyclops doesn't want to talk to Mananan. I don't know why. But, yeah, apparently they're dealing with minor incursions of aberrations. Maybe leaking out from the scar. Who knows? Hard to tell. Also, I heard there may be kobolds involved. Beyond that, we've only seen some minor aberrations come out of the scar, dealt with them real quick. But probably something along those lines.
But nothing like
No Godzilla monsters.
No liches.
No, nothing like that.
No vampire army.
Nope.
Okay.
I heard about I heard a legend out to the west where like those would find those like vampire dwarves and things.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go there.
But it's probably best not to. I would rather not.
I mean, I have my hands full with you guys.
Perfect. You have a story to tell me at some point.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you.
When you get back.
The green button.
When we get back.
I'll tell you before I leave.
Okay.
Might not make sense.
Gotcha.
These mountains are they like Montana, big bare rocks
Yeah.
and
Yeah, above the snow line, or above the tree line, it's all snow, rocks, and all that kind of stuff. And you are just barely above the tree line.
Prairie packs. Meat and rice.
Let's
Heavy on the meat, low on the rice meat.
Cultivating mass.
let's leave Pontius and the cart.
Aww. You wouldn't be able to make it with the cart anyway.
We're gonna try to get you some barber punches.
Yeah! That sounds good.
Pontius,
Yeah, hi.
I have a task.
Morning.
Morning.
How's it going? You have biscuits?
I do.
Ooh.
Biscuits.
Awesome.
Pontius, I have.
You have another one?
I have a job for you.
Oh,
That's not.
Is it a quest?
It is a quest.
I have a quest.
It's a quest.
Great.
You need to get a very large stick, like not a tree, but like a trunk,
Okay.
right?
Right. I don't have thumbs.
But you have people.
Okay. I will lead the people to a
You-
stick.
You are acting on Mird's behalf.
Why am I getting a stick?
You're going to have other people tie a rope.
I said the S word.
No, you're going to have people tie a rope around the stick so it has a loop in the middle.
Okay.
With me so far.
No.
Perfect. I will also explain this to Minette. Every day that we are gone, you need to bite the rope and lift the stick and put it back on the ground 100 times.
I can do that.
All the way up,
Okay.
all the way down. That counts as what? Can you count to 100?
No.
Manana can help.
Okay.
Manana, you've got
Yes, sir.
You've got people for this, right?
People for
To help him count to 100?
yes.
To go get a log?
You're exercising the horse.
I mean, look at him.
He's a horse.
We have a cat that's almost bigger. He is a cat-sized horse.
To be honest, it is a freakishly large cat.
He's still a cat-sized horse.
Tyler is the biggest pussy in the room.
Called it.
As the discussion starts to wind down, the portcullis opens, and a very short figure that seems to be smoking, like not smoking, but smoke is emanating from its body, walks into the light of the courtyard. A small halfling goes, "You guys, I have seen some serious shit," and that's what we're gonna call it.
Nice.
Oh, man.
That was Darlene.
Starling.